Cheryl, what are you doing here? We never see you.
I have no place else to be.
She's so
You know, these are always so much fun. Great, how are you?
How are you?
All right.
Mike Baldwin.
I think it didn't see the Monday meeting. You're supposed to be at the Monday meeting this evening.
I don't believe I am.
He said they said your name.
We're going to call the meeting back to order. Closed session announcements. The board did not take any action in closed session this evening. We're on item 9, discussion action items. Item 9A is the discussion and approval of the superintendent leadership profile. We have a speaker card for that item. Would you like to speak before or after the presentation, sir?
I think I'll speak after the presentation.
After the presentation?
I like to hear you guys' input and then I put my input.
Okay. All right.
You learn by listening, learn.
That's right.
Learn by practice.
Okay, Mr. Your last name's Snow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Snow.
Keith Snow. Okay. Dr. Cruz,
Yes,
you have the floor.
okay. President Martinez, members of the board, you've received a copy of the selection criteria, and that's based on the interviews that I conducted and the surveys I received last Thursday and Friday, and it was a great 2 days. I was able to learn a great deal about the district, and hopefully that's reflected in the selection criteria that I'm sharing with you tonight. First of all, I want to review the survey results with you. We had, in terms of interviews, I interviewed 7 administrators, 4 board members, 7 classified staff, 3 community, and 8 teachers. Written surveys, we received 2, and you can see the totals below, 9, 4, 7, 3, and 10, respectively. The first area I want to talk about, professional experience and preparation that I am recommending. But before we talk about that, let me talk to you a bit about the intent of this section. Because what we want to do in terms of advertising this position, we want to create as large a pool of candidates as possible. So you want to be as encompassing as possible. You don't want to be too restrictive because then you're going to lose possibly some potential candidates. So what you see here is what I am recommending for advertisement in terms of getting a really strong pool. And it's based upon a number of things that you shared with me and staff and community people shared with me. District level experience preferred as a superintendent, assistant superintendent, associate superintendent, deputy superintendent, director, or coordinator. That's pretty broad. That's pretty extensive. So that's going to really open up the pool in terms of district level experience. Site level experience at the elementary level preferred. Teaching experience at the elementary level preferred. And, you know, talking to your staff, you know, they were very strong about, well, we need people who have had elementary experience in some way, shape, or form. And when you think about that, you know, you can have a number of different combinations in terms of experience. You can have somebody who has been maybe an elementary teacher, but their experience is secondary. You could have somebody who maybe has taught at the secondary level, but has been an elementary administrator. So there's a number of different combinations that you have, and that's why the word preferred is listed there, because at least it allows us to consider people who maybe have had administrative experience other than elementary administrative experience, but maybe have had site-level administrative experience, so it opens it up. One area where there is no wiggle room is the master's degree and administrative credential required. That's a minimum qualification. Yes. Now, some of you may think, well, you know, Dr. McIntyre is a doctor. Wouldn't we like to have a superintendent with a doctor? Yes. But to put a doctorate preferred may send a message to somebody who's an outstanding candidate but doesn't have a doctorate that, you know, I need not apply. So when push comes to shove and it comes down to the end and we're looking at candidates and, you know, that's when, you know, have they gone on and got additional experience such that's when that discussion will come into play. It's important, and I'm not suggesting it isn't. But for now, in terms of advertising it, remember, the goal is to create as big a pool as possible, and that will allow us to do it. Okay, moving on to personal characteristics. I think these are things that I listed that came across very strongly to me in my discussions with you folks and staff and community people. Has high integrity, is honest, sincere, transparent, fair, trustworthy, treats others with dignity and respect, is approachable, accessible, and possesses exceptional listening skills with parents, staff, students, community members, and the board. Has excellent communication skills and relates to people at all levels. Is a team builder who recognizes the abilities and contributions of all staff, parents, community members, and the board. Is visible and enjoys interacting with students, staff, parents, and community members. Creates a district climate of cooperation and collaboration with students, staff, parents, community members, and the board. Is a decisive leader who makes sound, difficult, and consistent decisions in the best interest of students, holds firm, and follows through. Has a high level of energy, enthusiasm, motivation, with a strong work ethic and a highly professional demeanor. Leads by example to improve district morale. Is familiar with special education programs that enhance student achievement. Came across very strong in the surveys. Is familiar with and will support priority schools and dual language programs. Is a strategic thinker who keeps the district focused on what is best for students and has a broad understanding of curriculum instruction, personal finance, and facilities. Continuing with professional skills and abilities, has experience with the collective bargaining process, has the ability to support, provide leadership with the implementation of the district's strategic plan, is able to partner and work effectively with community groups and city and county governmental agencies, supports technology and its impact on 21st century learning, has a commitment to academic excellence, a clear vision for education that maintains a focus on improving student performance for all students through collaboration with and input from the staff, the board, and parents, is a visionary leader who can articulate high expectations, gain buy-in and support, and successfully implements programs through a collaborative approach with staff, parents, and the board, is a strong curriculum leader with high curricular expectations, understands how to prioritize and move a district forward with Common Core standards and related materials, LCAP, LCFF, and program improvement, and has a knowledge and understanding of effective instructional programs that enhance academic achievement for struggling students. Works effectively with parents, the staff, the board, and civic and community groups to create a positive district climate and a focused culture of learning. Possesses the ability to assign responsibility, delegate authority, and hold people accountable for results. Is a good listener who values the importance of different perspectives prior to making a decision. Can provide leadership in addressing facilities issues to accommodate student growth in the district. And has worked in a diverse school community and understands the importance of providing a large EL student population with a rigorous high-level curriculum, and enjoys working in a small community that values education and cherishes the unique learning environment that Hollister School District provides for students. I've tried to address all of the issues that have been addressed, all of the things that people felt were important in your next superintendent. What really stands out...
One thing you forgot.
Excuse me, may I finish first?
Yes.
Yeah. And that reflects the need to not only provide the leadership that this school district is looking for, but is also able to relate to civic and community organizations, as Dr. McIntyre has so successfully done. So,
I think in one of the last ones, can provide leadership in addressing facility issues to accommodate student growth in the district. The caveat of having some experience with bonds and the implementation of them. Because in the process of having one now in place and going towards the second one, it's very important that, you know, the superintendent be familiar with that process or have some basic understanding of what it takes to get through there, and knowing how to focus in on the priorities of assessing how to best utilize those monies moving forward.
Trustee Martinez, in light of what you said, we could add, can provide leadership in addressing facilities and bond issues to accommodate student growth in the district.
Perfect.
Okay, with that,
Yes.
And I'd like to add one more thing, please.
Can he finish? And then you can stand up.
are there any more questions or?
No, wait,
Right there, thank you.
wait till I'm done. Wait till you guys all talk and not that.
Okay. Do we have any questions for Dr. Cruz on any points that, now that you kind of saw some of them, that capture anything else that we didn't?
He covered everything that I mentioned, and it's like walking on water.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention that. Well, you know, as I interviewed people, as I read surveys, I circle and I draw lines around things that really become really key issues to people, and you begin to hear it over and over again. And, you know, some of them were obviously, you know, provide leadership to the district, but also work with the outer organizations, both civic and county organizations. That was very, very evident to me. Inside the district, you have charter schools, you have high priority schools, you have dual immersion. Got to be somebody who has some experience and is sensitive toward that. That came across very strong. You have a very active collective bargaining process in this district. It needs to be somebody who, you know, has experience with that and can work effectively with your classified and certificated organizations. That came across very strongly to me. Accountability came across to me. Focus came across to me. And so those were, you know, issues that I tried to capture in the leadership profile. And in my discussions with candidates, I've been very candid about what are some of the high priority areas for this positions.
Mr. Schnell,
Yeah.
would you like to come up too?
No,
Or do you want us to bring the mic to you?
you be the mic.
Okay.
And the one thing that I forgot when at the end too is that the person, the new superintendent, should have at least a social degree in business, because that's the key thing when you make the bonds. No, as a social degree, anyone as to a new superintendent that we're lacking of focus and gains, right? Gain activity. Some kind of like educators, right? Like know that, like you got educators, the teachers association, education, the teachers. Because my great grandpa is a professor, and great grandpa's a professor, and my dad's side had teachers. My sister teachers, my brother-in-law's teachers, right? So one thing that I focus in is especially me retired civil engineer, my main boss told me, because I'm good at business, right? I'm multi companies. I should win got social degrees, right? Because I love business, right? So one thing you guys should look at is someone that has social degrees that know more about business tactics, maneuvering, right? And more, and especially our kids are lacking. We need someone communicate with their parents. That I've been seeing lately with the St. Canes, right? I went to the school district. I went to the Zambia school district. Their meeting tomorrow will be attending. It's up to more comfortable with them to get to interact when they talk. Because at least what they gotta say and interact with me, right? And I still can't listen comments to people because for a fact is, when you make bad decisions to our community, people talk and respond. And I like that, interact with our community. There's a lot of things we need to teach and learn, and like Wayne said, we need a new school and superintendent. We won high school parties. We need the best leadership in our city, our county, and school district, right? You connect with all aspect areas that we need to implement things and do things in our school district. We're failing, the schools are failing. But how if you look in, that was 2 more seconds?
Yes.
Okay. If you look in there, our kids are having, if you Google on schools, our kids are on drugs. Every drug you think of, cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin, addiction, right? It's happening. Our city council wants to ignore that question. Get that kids themselves in schools. So district governments and all them, no way. Carson, no way. Gordon, no way. It's not happening. But when you hire people, you gotta make sure they have some kind of background on that part. Because that things that we need, business associates, all aspect areas of things we need to improve on and to make corrections. Because we need leadership, and that's fair leadership. We need our educators. If you see what is happening, I want begun more hearing all that was over there. I began what I need to do. I love our teachers. I love teachers, I respect for teachers. Because you educate our kids. You learn, teach our kids, right? But there are a lot of flaws there. That's okay, no, not perfect. But we need leadership. And we get a new associate, make sure it has an associate degree
Yes.
and more aspect, but business. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Snow.
Thank you, Mr. Snow.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Dr. Cruz this evening before we approve the final selection criteria? Not, if I can get a motion.
I'll motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
It'll be on the website tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Cruz.
you. Thank you,
Why
Doctor.
you mentioned me now? He's someone must have gone.
Is it missing trade funding?
That was it, isn't it?
That is it. So if I could get a motion to adjourn,
I would motion to adjourn.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Remember the minutes, guys.
Are you go back to work?
Oh, yeah. All night. I'm lucky I'll come in when the sun gets up now.
Oh, wow.
Here you go.
You doing okay?
Carol? Hey there, actually, it's just better.
Thank you.
That's pretty good homework, I don't know. Good test.
I think a gap, but yes, we can do that. I think you did about by 7.
Thank you. Nice talking with you.
By the time I get gas, I only have a couple miles left.
I don't, you could probably get in touch with.
Get over there and get gas. I'll call you when I'm getting close.
I don't have the right.
Yes.
Mr. Snow was wondering,